In this video, we're going to talk about how to maximize your foreign earned income exclusion. So I talk a lot about the foreign earned income exclusion. I've been doing this for over a decade. And one thing that a lot of people miss is on top of the foreign earned income exclusion, there's a foreign housing exclusion. For 2025, for example, you get $130,000 of excluded foreign earned income, but you can boost that up based on certain expenses related to your housing deduction. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to get the most out of your foreign earned income exclusion, what the foreign housing exclusion is, how to apply it, how to calculate it, and how to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck when it comes to earned income outside the US. So I talk a lot about the foreign earned income exclusion. Check out some other of my videos about how that's calculated. But basically, if you have foreign earned income, you meet one of the tests, the physical presence test or the bona fide residence test, you're eligible for up to $130,000 in 2025 at least, an exclusion of your foreign earned income. There's also a foreign housing exclusion on top of that for employees. So if you're renting a home outside the US, and this doesn't apply if you own the home, but if you're renting a home and using that as your principal place of where you live, then you can deduct certain expenses on top of that exclusion for the cost of that rental property. In order to qualify for this, it's the same rules as the foreign earned income exclusion. So if you qualify for the exclusion, then you qualify for the housing exclusion as well. The things that are excludable are your rent, your utilities, really any expense that you have that revolves around the upkeep of that rental property. So let's say if you're liking this video, you should really check out my newsletter where I put out different tips and tricks, latest law changes that can really help you save money and save complexity if you're living or investing abroad. Just think how much you could save with the right tax advice. You have $20,000, $30,000 of rental expenses. So the way that adds on to foreign housing exclusion amount is in this sweet spot between IRS calculated floor and ceiling. So the floor is 16% of the maximum foreign earned income exclusion. So that's going to be 16% times 130,000 for 2025. And that's $20,800 as the floor for 2025. The ceiling is 30% of that foreign earned income exclusion amount. So 30%, so basically twice that number, is going to be where you can exclude, is in between there. So you can add that, and you add that in the calculations done on page 2 of the Form 2555, but that can give you another 20,000 or so of excludable income. Now that's the general rule. If you live in a high cost of living area, so let's say you move to Sydney or Vienna or Paris or somewhere that has a higher than normal cost of living, the IRS actually calculates a daily cost of living rate that's going to be above that ceiling. So you still have the 16% floor, but somewhere like Vienna is going to have a much higher than 30% of 130,000 ceiling. So you may get a lot more. Like Hong Kong, for example, I've had people get $30,000, $40,000 worth of additional foreign tax exclusion based on their cost of living. So if you're a do-it-yourself type and filing your own Form 2555 and your own foreign tax exclusion or foreign earned income exclusion, a lot of the softwares out there that I've seen, some of the DIY softwares, they'll skip this question entirely as to like what foreign housing costs you have, unless you know to calculate that or put that on the form. You know, some of these DIY softwares aren't going to pick that up. So make sure that you're manually putting that in. That's another way that I see people miss out on it, is doing with some of the DIY softwares. They're not asking that question, so you don't know to put the housing exclusion in there. If you're taking the foreign earned income exclusion, you're renting a home, make sure you're not giving up an additional $20,000 to $50,000 of exclusion just because you don't know how the foreign housing exclusion works. If this is relevant for you, or if you have questions on how you calculate this, how you put it on the form, reach out to us at McGowinTax.com. I'm happy to have a conversation with you personally about how this calculation works. If you're living in one of these high cost countries, raise your hand, give me a shout out in the comments. If you're in Hong Kong or if you're in Shanghai, somewhere of these high cost of living, and you want to know how this calculation is done, how it's calculated, leave a comment below or reach out to me on my website. Thanks for watching.